Good evening, Ajay.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay. What about others for not yet come?
Sir, you can start, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Yes. So, good evening, my dear students.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Kana. Good evening. So, today we are going to discuss about the other parts, the third evolution. Okay. So, here, what we are going to discuss about, theories of evolutions. Already we saw it so many things. Already heard about the evolution. What are the evolution is there? What are the processes also there? What are the homologous organ and the diverge things? Okay, that things also already we saw it. And some of the scientists stated the statement and also definitions. Okay, the evolution will be like that. The imagination, that things has given us a theory. Okay, the theory of evolution. There are three main scientists have been indicated here. Or see, the first one is called Lamarck's theory of evolution. Lamarck is one of the scientists, okay, naturalist already. So the year 1744 to 1829. And the second one is Darwin theory. Already you know about Darwin. Okay, this is also a very powerful tools for the identification and the analysis of the living organism. Okay, and third one is called as Hugo de Vries theory of evolution. Already you studied that Hugo de Vries. Where will you please? Who is the father of genetics?
Sir, Mendel, sir.
Yeah, C.J. Mendel. What about the father of modern genetics? Who is the father of modern genetics? That is Hugo de Vries. Okay. You know about the hybridization term analyzed by the Hugo de Vries. Which animals do you know? Which animals? Which birds? I mean, which flies? It is also called as fruit flies.
Sir, Drosophila melanogaster. Sir.
Very good. Correct. Exactly correct. Hugo Deaver is theory of evolution. Hugo Deaver is also done the what is that? Genetical oriented. That's why he is called as a which one modern father of genetics. Okay. He did the work in the fruit flies. The name is called as what is that? Drosophila melanogaster. According to the eye. Okay, the eye color red, and also another one is also that things also. Okay, we'll study in future. Okay, so these are the three theories we are going to discuss today. Okay, see the first one. He got published his theory of evolution in 1809. Who? The Darwin. His theory is often is called as what is that? Theory of inheritance of acquired characters, or the theory of use and disuse of organs. He stated the statement here. Theory of inheritance. Which one is inherited to the one generation to another one? How it will be inherited? We are also inherited by genetic material, isn't it? Which one is the genetic material? Already know. Why it is called a genetic material? Why DNA is a genetic material? Why it is RNA is not a genetic material? Already we saw it, isn't it? Anybody else? Will you please give me the answer for that one? Why DNA is a genetic material? I asked. Go, Ajay. Do you know the ideas? What about R. Mogasankar and Dhanalakshmi and Dhanasri and so on so? Why DNA is a genetic material? Why?
Sir, because it can replicate itself.
Okay. What about the RNA? Why it is not a genetic material?
Because it cannot form a duplication of itself, sir.
Okay, good. Exactly correct. 100% is correct. Okay. You know that they are all inherited character, isn't it? Inherited by our parents. DNA molecules is a very, very important thing. And also use and disuse theory. Suppose when you are using any one of the organ, it will be grow. Okay. This statement was given by the name of the scientist, which one you know? Darwin. See one by one. See, Lamarck proposes what he stated the statement in his what is that theory. Each and every living organism or their component parts. Component parts mean taken examples of tail or ear, eyes, and also teeth, tongue. Okay. So take an example. Any part tend continuously to increase in size. Take an example. Say any one of the bodybuilder, how they are improve their muscles, continuously doing or using the or workout. Okay, isn't it? Then only he increase their body muscles. Okay, see here, the living organism or their components. What's excuse me. Tend continuously to increase in size. This is the first one. And production of a new organs result from a new need and from a new movement, which these needs start and maintain. Suppose if you want to produce a new organ, suppose any one of the animals, take an example of aquatic animals. The aquatic animals, how it will be swim? With the help of, take an examples of fish. Okay, tail is the, and fins also the fins. There are so many fins is present in it. Okay, suppose if it is entered into the land, okay, what happened? What happened? The fins are modified into what is that? Whether it may be a leg or arms, isn't it? For the movement. So you know very well about the evolutionary changes from the aquatic to land, that is called as reptiles. From which one, you know, aquatic? Amphibians, from the amphibians. So compared to these two animals, for example, aquatic as well as the land animal, how they respire themselves. Take an example, fish. How it will be respire? With the help of
Gills, sir. Gills, sir.
gills, already we discussed. What about the amphibians?
So, sir, they respire to their skin, sir.
Okay, give an example.
So, frog.
Very good. Frog is an example, isn't it? What about the land animal? Completely changed. Evolutionary animals.
So, lungs.
Lungs. Very good. So these are the evolutionary pattern, isn't it? Okay, already you know well about. Suppose if take an example of frog within the water, what happened? You know, they can what is that? Respire themselves with the help of skin. Okay, subcutaneous tissues. Okay, and suppose if it is a land, what happened? And they use for which one? You know, the lungs. Okay, okay. Go to the next one. If an organ is used frequently, that's why I told you. Suppose if you want to develop your biceps and triceps, okay, you have to use the dumbbells. So it continuously using means what happened? No, the muscles will grow. The organ particularly it will be grow like that. If an organ is used frequently, it will tend to become highly developed, whereas the disuse result in degenerations. Already we saw it, these things in the vestigial organ. What are the vestigial organ? How many vestigial organ already we studied? You know, 180 vestigial organ present in the human body. They were well developed. At the same time, they were not used for the which one? You know, any functional aspects. Suppose when you are using the functional aspect, what will happen? It will also grow because we are using, isn't it? Likewise, that the statement is here. When you are using the what is the organ, it will be developed. Suppose if it is not used for the any purpose, what will happen? You know, it will completely degenerated like that they told. See that another one. Modification proceed by the above principle during the lifetime of an individual will be inherited by the offspring with the result that changes are cumulatively over a period of time. Suppose some of the animals, they were used the tails. Okay, take an example of monkey, sometimes used for the hanging process on the tree. Okay, for other monkeys they will not use. What is the exact meaning of for that statement? Chimpanzee is also there. Okay, gorilla is also there. They are also considered the mammal as well as the monkey, but they do not have the which one? You know, tail. What about the tail? What happened? And we also having the which one? You know, tailbone. But what happened? That things we are not using. That's why it is completely degenerated. That means stunted. Okay, it will not well developed in nature. Okay, suppose if it is developed, you know, we are all our has it has which one? You know, tail. Okay, okay, just like a monkey. You know very well about that. One of the film is Jumanji, isn't it? Jumanji, the one, the little boy is also what happened. You know, there is a evolution from human to and also monkey. The tail is also comes out. Okay, once again it will be. It's a game. Okay, it is also one of the director ideas. Okay. See here the modification process. Suppose if it is modified, some changes occurs in before or previous generation. What happened? It will also transfer or change into the cumulatively complete. What are the changes which occurs? Whether it may be eyebrow, nictitating membrane, nipples, pinna, or whatever it may be. Okay, that thing is also what is that over to the other periods, other organism, otherwise called as offspring also. This is also a law of proportions. See here. So this is an example, use and disuse theory. Once upon a time, this is the first generation, giraffe. Take an example, it's one of your long and also very gigantic animals, isn't it? Once upon a time, what will it will be? You know, it was a look like a deer, a small one. But what happened? Their neck, you know, there is a here, you know, just think about this. How many bones present in it? Do you know this neck? How many bones? Anybody else? in the giraffe neck, how many bones are present?
Sir, don't know, sir.
Don't know. Okay, 8, I think. Okay, just once again, you just refer it. 8 bone is present in it in a small manner. Okay, here the first generation, there is a small bone is there, but it try to eat the which one, tip of the leaf, because it's a short one, it try to get the food from the leaves in the top. Okay, as a result, what happened, the neck bone is also grow. That is very, very important. So used the which one, neck. Okay, so as a result, what happened, the evolution also created by the naturally it's created the evolutionary aspects. As a result, the second generation, what happened, the neck will be a slight increases slightly. After the third and fourth generation, what happened, the neck will be completely developed. It can what is it, eat the tip of the leaf easily. So this is the evolutionary aspect. After the fourth generation, fifth generation, what happened, the character will be passed on to the next generation. So here, what we come to the conclusion, when you are using your neck, for example, according to these animals, okay, when you are using the neck in prolonged period, what happened, the neck will be grow like that. It is also passed on to the next generation. This was stated by the scientist Darwin. So this is called as use and disuse theory. Okay, this is a very, very important. And also another one is already, nictitating membranes. Some of the, what is that, amphibians, alligator, crocodile. Okay, sometimes take an example, is bad owl. Some of the eagle also. Okay, they are having the nictitating membranes. So what is the use of nictitating membrane? It is for the wetting process. Wetting process, you mean just it's moisturizing the eyes. That is very, very important. And also any other dust present in it, what happened? It will be removed by the nictitating membrane, just like a, what is that? Washing process. Okay, just like a washing process. Okay, imagine these are all are very, very important. Use and disuse theory was first proposed by the name of the scientist called, what is that? Darwin. When you are using any one of the organ, it completely developed and also transfer from the one generation to another generations. This is also very, very important one. Okay, so this is the point. These are the points. And then second thing is the evolution of amphibians. Already I told you, amphibians and low-finned fishes, okay, share many anatomical similarities, because suppose if you are analyzing two things, fish as well as amphibians, both the anatomical character will be similar in nature, because amphibian is also a, what is a, both the character present in it, isn't it? Because land as well as the aquatic. Where it originated, already we discussed, the fish is also originated from the, frog is also originated from where, fishes, isn't it? That's why the fish or character will be present in it. Where fish character will be present in the, which one, frog, isn't it? The tadpole, already I saw it, this thing. Okay. Likewise, the amphibians also, which one, and the lobe-finned fishes also are many anatomical similarities. This is the first characters. And about how many millions of years ago? See here, 300 million years ago, amphibians split into two main evolutionary lines. Okay, how many years before the amphibians is evoluted? Like that, they may ask the questions. 300 million years ago. Okay, one line included ancestor of reptiles. One is ancestor of reptiles, because about the some of the Discovery channels videos, just when you are going to see that some of the fish also fly on the, which one, above the seas, particular distance, it may be 100 meters. Okay, and then fell down because it has a wings like structures. Okay, so reptiles already, only it's traveling and running and also jumping like that, isn't it? So the reptile answer, which one he mentioned here, which one? The amphibians. One line included ancestor of reptiles. The other line included the ancestor of modern amphibians. Nowadays, there are so many amphibians present in it. No? It is also a second category. The first one is amphibian to reptiles. Second one is the modern amphibian. That is also one of the developed amphibians compared to the ancestral one. These are all what is the evolutionary of amphibians. This is also a which one you know use and disuse theory like that it comes. See here early finned. This is the early finned fish and Crossotrigian is an examples. So ethos stage. This is another one. See that comparative of these two. What are the changes which occur? Here the leg is front forearms as well as the and also leg is also the hind limb also present in it, isn't it? The jaw similar to this one. There is no any fins. See here the fins are completely absent. They may be modified in the form of which one you know. These are the evolutionary from the amphibians. Okay, see that next one. Take an example of aquatic birds. What are the changes we are seeing here? See the fingers. In between the fingers, there is a what is that? There is a small skin structure present in it. What is the use of this one? Most of the aquatic animals, okay, in between the which one you know the fingers, there is a membrane. Otherwise, called a skin is also present for their what is the locomotive purpose for their swimming process. This is also another aquatic. Suppose take an examples of the land birds. There is no skin in between the fingers, isn't it? So this is the aquatic and also evolutionary aspects. Particularly, duck is an example. Okay, and then see snakes. Snakes also one of the which one you know reptiles. So see it comes from where you know from the lizards. Toxicophora. Toxicophora commonly called as what is it? What are the reptiles present in it? Okay, lizards and see the iguanoids. Okay, Ankhumephora, blind snakes, python, goose, viper, and elapdes. These are originated from where you know one of the which one you know reptiles. Reptiles undergoes the developments in how many millions of years we cannot able to calculate. Okay, they have given here the periods. So finally, the reptile converted into what is that? Undergoes the development process. There are some physiological changes occurs. Finally, the length and also the poisonous one. There are so many adaptation is there. Okay, converted into the which one you know snakes. Okay, see how the development takes place here. Okay, I will tell you. Okay, these are the things. These are all considered the heading is known as evolutionary aspects. Okay, the use and disuse theory was disproved by name of the scientist called as Weismann. This is very, very important, my dear student. This very, very important. Note it down. The Weismann 1904. The Darwin theory was completely what is that? Disproved. How? You know, he took a mouse or mice, whatever it may be. Here the mouse have taken for their experiment process. 22 generations. 22 generations. Take an example, a male as well as a female. Mouse is there. The male as well as the female mouse tail was completely cut and removed. For how many generations? 22 generations. After the removal of the tail and also what is that? Cross breeding done by the scientist, Weismann. Okay, otherwise called the hybridizations. Male as well as female, there is no tails. Okay, what happened? You know, the progeny always they are getting with the tails only. Here, what they are using, the tail is completely lack, isn't it? What the Darwin stated here, the statements. When you are using any one of the organ, what happened? You know, it will be transferred to one generation, another generation, and also it's easy, well developed like that. He told, isn't it? But Weismann completely remove the tail. As a result, what happened at the mouse? It will not use the tail. So what will be the result? Okay. What will be the result? It may be, the must be, what is that? Tailless mouse, you must got it, isn't it? But what happened when instead of tailless, always there is no any changes in the tails, always getting the tail with the presence of tails only. How many generations he did the work? 22 generations. Okay, see that the wise man 1904 they observed that mutualizations of the mice for as many as 22 generations did not result in the birth of tailless mouse. Okay, see here, disproved the Lamarck theory, inheritance of the acquired characters. That is, acquired character means what is that? When the development, I've taken examples of giraffe, the neck is there already in our report. Neck is developed, okay, and also transfer the character from the one generation to another generation. That means after the third generations, what happened? The neck is long in nature. The acquired character is also transferred or inherited. But here what happened? After the removal of the tails, he got with the tail mouse only. So it is not a, what is that? Indicating the Lamarck theory, isn't it? It will not indicate that. It will not support to the which one in the Lamarck theory. That's why he come to the conclusion this is not a correct one. See, offspring had a long tail only. He repeated this for 22 generations, but the offspring still had a long tail only. This is disproved the Lamarck theory. So sometimes they may ask the questions: who disproved the theory of Lamarck? Name of the scientist, wise man. Spelling must note it down. Man, double N, isn't it? How many generations he did there? 22 generations. What will be the result? Okay, always with a had a long tails. That is very, very important things. So go to the next one. So Darwin theory. We'll pass on to the next one is called as Darwin theory. Do you have any doubt in this area, media?
No, sir.
Okay, just to follow it carefully. Okay, see here. Third one. Darwin's theory of evolution. Charles Robert Darwin clearly and conveniently set forth of the concept of natural selection as the mechanism of evolution. Natural selection, what is the meaning of? Why the lions are in the jungle? Why we are living in the tropical regions? What is the reason? It's our natural selections. Why the bats are selecting the tree, the bottom of the tree or above the trees? Why they are constructed their nets on the top? An eagle, they will not construct that tree branches. They only where it will be construct their nest. It's a topmost plant. Take an examples of it, maybe 100 and 200 meters. Okay, which plant will grow? At places they construct their nest. And sometimes it may be towers, the telephone towers, telephone tower. I did this one, cell phone tower, isn't it? That one is also. Sometimes there is a big rock, there is a wall. See, the Darwin published the origin of species by the means of the natural selection. This was in the year 1859. Origin of species by means of natural selection. He concentrated on how population became well adapted to their local environments through natural selection. That is our point. Darwin's theory is very, very important. Natural selections. Why you are choosing the tropical? Why you are choosing some other peoples in the hills places? Okay, birds. Why the animals are present in the aquatic? That means water. Okay, and so why how the animals are flying? This is also natural. What is that? Evolutionary aspects. Okay, we will see the one by one. See, this is the natural selection example pepper moth. Already we discussed this thing, isn't it? That is called as industrial melanocytes. This is the natural selections. Natural selections. And see that the dark one, it has melanin pigment is very high. It is a match with the tree box. Okay, trunk like that. Okay, as a result, what happened? The white moth easily covered by the which one bad. So this is also one of the naturally. The white color is chosen by the particular bad. It is not. It's our colors is not chosen by ourselves. It isn't it. It is also one of the genes. Okay, this is the example. See, these are all are considered getting natural. See here, bads. These are all are considered getting bad, but they are having own what is that properties. The peak feathers, and also legs. Okay, here see that the beak is very long in nature. What about the head? See here. Okay, the colors also. Take an examples of colors also. These are all are natural. You know a little bit chameleon, isn't it? It is also one of the natural sets. When you are placed into the dark background, the color will be changed into which one, you know, which color it may sit or on it. It may indicate the exact color of the background, isn't it? The chameleon is also one of the examples of natural selections. See that these are the animals. Okay, these are all bats. Okay, naturally selection. So go to the next one, natural selections. Natural selection is, see here, there is a neck. Okay, how it will be selected? He took the plants from the top of the trees. That's why what happened on the neck is also grow. This is artificial, it is not an artificial one. It is a naturally inherited the characters. What about these things? How will you get the dog? You know, domestic dogs also comes from where, in a wolf only. Once upon a time, in the ancient ages, some of the peoples, what is that, used for the hunting process? Which one, you know? Dog. How it will get? It gets from the, which one, you know? Wolf. Okay, wolf, and also one of the, which one, you know, animals present in the where, you know, the forest. Okay, used as a domestic animals after the generations. Okay, you will get it the so many things. And also the artificial selection means it is also man-made. Some of the animals take from where, you know, in the forest, and also it will be modified, or modified means what is meant, the hybridization did for 100 and 1000 times. What happened, it may be modified their characteristics from the, which one, you know, forest to and domestic oriented. See that these are the things. There are three has given. These are all what is that, converted into the domestic animals with the help of the evolutionary aspects. These are all artificial. These are all man-made only, because you know about that. There are so many animals. Okay, present in the zoos. Take an example: lion, tiger, and so on. So elephant. These are all man-made. Suppose we cannot be able to control where within the forest, then it's single. Okay, so these are the artificial selection. See, and principles of Darwinism has given 4 or 5 things, I think. Okay, see the overproduction. Suppose what will happen? Prodigality. Okay, see, suppose overproduction means, what is the meaning? The each and every times normally the rabbit gives 4 liters. Okay, 4 liters means 4 young ones. Okay, note it down. Suppose if it is produced per year 10 times or 100 times, what will happen? The generation will be raised. What about the old one? Old one completely dead, isn't it? So this is also another one. The product overproduction is otherwise called as prodigality. Okay, rabbits, it can produce the 4 liters per year. 4 liters. Limited and space. Limited space means, you know about that. And also not only that, limited space means, suppose take an example, say any particular area, it may be 1 square, you know, maximum 1 or 2 animals will be grow. Suppose we are placed 10. Suppose take an example, say any one of the classroom, it contains only for the 1:20 ratio, like that. Suppose if you the students' strength is increases, what will happen? You know, it will complicate, isn't it? 1:40. What happened? All are difficult, isn't it? Right. Next one is struggle for existence. Struggle for existence. Existence means, what is that? Any factors it may be. Intra-specific competition. Intra-specific means, take an example. Rabbit is there. Rabbit is also so many rabbits present. Okay. Different types of black and white and gray, like that, you know. All are rabbit only, but the competition will be how it will be. No, it may be depends upon their food, or whether it may be a partner. Okay, and then area. Okay, and also area. Okay, that things. Interspecific. Interspecific, take a negative one. It is one of the herbivores, isn't it? Likewise, intraspecific means, what does that mean? You know, take an example. Herbivore. This is a rabbit is a herbivorous. Okay, Likewise, so many animals also present in it. For example, deer. Okay, and also so many things is there. They are all are what is that, herbivores. The competition regarding which one in food. Okay, intra-specific. Interspecific competition is also there. Interspecific means taken examples of rabbit. So many rabbits already told you. They are all are fight for the which one whether it may be a partner, I mean reproduction process or shelter or what is that, food or whatever it may be. Okay, these are all are another things. See the environmental conditions also very, very important factors. Okay, environmental condition means whether it may be cold or high or moderate. These are the three things is there. And then last one is called as variation among individuals. Okay, suppose when you are going to study the hybridizations, okay, to two rabbits, black and white, and also what is by codominance? What is by codominance? What is my codominance, my dear students? Already studied in genetics, isn't it? What is my codominant?
So,
Yeah.
so codominance is when when two traits, both are expressed, sir.
Yeah, very good. Both the character are expressed in the single, isn't it? Triads.
Yes,
That
sir.
is called as coexistence. Very good. So likewise, the variation among the individual, continuous variation. Continuous variation means what does that mean? Each and every generation, there is some variations are identified. That is called as continuous variations. Discontinuous variation. For example, first generation, there is some changes is there. And then second, it is not possible. Third one is not possible. Fourth one is also present. And likewise, 1, 3, and 6, like that may going on, suppose if it is go like that, that condition is called as discontinuous variation. These are all are comes under the headings known as which one, the principles of Darwin. Once again, repeat for you. Overproduction, number of individuals. So that means offspring production will be very high. What will happen? That is the reasons. Limited and space. Limited and space. Suppose the space is very less in nature. The population will high. What will happen? It is depends upon the census of the which one For example, I will give you one example. Suppose take an example. So deer is 200 is there. Lion is 500. What will happen? The ecological system completely suffer. Okay, is it? That is the reason. Suppose you can inversely place it. Suppose what is that? Lion is 200. That deer is 500. What will happen? The ecosystem will be continued, isn't it? So this is also here important. The struggle for existence already told you, interspecific and intraspecific, and environmental conditions also. That variation among the individual, continuous variation and discontinuous variations. Okay, see. And causes of variation. What are the causes? What are the causatic organism already we discussed? There are two things. One is called as environmental factors and also genetic factors. We may come to the conclusion, environmental factors otherwise called as what is that? Abiotic factor. And biotic factor means within the living organism. Like that we may consider. Environmental factors already about light, temperature, and food, and also humidity. These are all are considered the getting about environment. Suppose light intensity, some of the animals they can live in the high lights. Okay, some of them low, some of them are moderate, shadow places. Temperature is also already about. Some of the animals they will survive in the desert places also. Some of them are hills, some of them are tropics. And food also very, very important things. Okay, already told you. Humidity. Okay, moisture is also very well. These are all comes under getting environmental factors. These conditions also, these factors also, what is that? It induce the variations of the animals. Okay, what is my migrations? Some of the Australian birds also coming here, isn't it? Take an example of Kodiyakarai, Pichavaram, Vedandangal, isn't it? Why? Because when the temperature is very low, okay, it will not reproduce that in that area. So they can migrate from the Australia to India for their reproduction as well as the temperature and also food also, because the aquatic land is also present in it. Okay, aquatic or bond or whatever it may be. Okay, that's why it's a move from Australia to India. And second thing is genetic factors. Genetic factors, genetics. What is the meaning of genetic? Genetic is nothing but only the DNA as well as the chromosomes, isn't it? DNA. Crossing over of gene mutation. Gene means, DNA. Gene contains, what is that? Locus. Particularly locus, it contains alleles. Alleles, there is a mutation. What happened? There is a changes. The chromosome numbers and members, both are same. So this is the genetic factor. The causes of variation is done by two things. Is there? One is called as environmental factor, another is genetic factors. Environmental factors, light, temperature, food, and humidity. And genetic factor, crossing over gene mutation changes the chromosome numbers, etc. Okay, these are the very, very important. And then next we will pass on to the next one, survival of the fittest. This was stated by the one of the scientists and biologist by the name is called as Herbert Spencer. Note it down. Very, very important. Survival fittest. Okay. Take an examples of any one of the animals. They need two things is very, very important. Food and shelter. And also safety. Okay. So that is very, very important. See that the principles of biology by Herbert Spencer, 1864, looked at biology in the term of them, such as functions, adaptation, and the variations. Okay, these are all very, very important for the survival fittest. Then only the plant or animal, not for plant. A plant also very, very important because the environmental factor, light, temperature, and humidity, these are all very, very important things. Suppose any one of the plant present in the desert, they will not grow in the aquatic, isn't it? Any one of the plant in the aquatic, they will not survive in the desert. Okay, because it's a survival fittest. Okay, any one of the bird, take an example of kangaroo, it only present in the Australia. Suppose the animals, it will not grow in the in India. Suppose take an example of polar bears. Okay, deer. Okay, something else is there. It only adapted where in the temperature, low temperature only. It may be minus 20, 50, 40 like that. Suppose if it is transferred to the temperate zone, what will happen? 2 or 3 days it will lead to die, isn't it? That is a survival fittest. Okay, what he stated the statement and their books. What is the main book of the Spencer? In this book, Spencer introduced the expression survival of the fittest. That is the book. In the sense of the most appropriate to its what is that? On the movement. See, survival of the fittest term made famous in the 5th edition published in the 1869 of on the origin of species by British naturalist Charles Darwin. Similar to this one, okay, who is that? Charles Darwin also published the 5th editions. Okay, 1869. What about the Spencer time? 64. See that both are the same period. That is very well. 1864 here 69. 5 years. Okay. See here, it's a British naturalist Charles Darwin. It suggested that organisms best adjust to their environment are the most successful in surviving and reproducing. This is very, very, very important. Okay, some of the people selected tropical region because they are having the land. That's why, because it's survival for their life. Some of them are choosing the Bangalore, okay, and Bombay, Delhi, London, like that. You can choose anywhere because your survival is there. That's the reasons. Okay, and your relatives and your environment. Suppose if you select any one of the school, it is for your studies. Suppose when you are joining any one of the school, it's okay for our studies. It's a plus sense. Okay, then only they can survive. Otherwise, sorry, this school is not favor for me. Like that, just leaving, isn't it? Likewise, animals also, where there is a food, survive. Where there is a food and also and water and shelter and also safety, very, very important. See, The Darwin, which suggested that statement was given by the Darwin, see here, which suggested that organism best adjusted to their environment, okay, are the most successful in surviving and reproducing. Some of them are adjustable one. Okay, food is not here. Okay, I will adjust it. Okay, suppose the hostel facility is not there. Okay, I will come from my home, like that. Okay, there is adjustment. Likewise, the animals also adjust with their environment. See the next one. The natural process by which organism best adjusted to their environment are most successful in surviving and reproducing. The same things is here. Okay, so both are same statement but different ideas. Okay, so these are all very, very important for the which one, you know, the survival fittest. Okay, survival. If you want to survive, take an example. Suppose deer as well as lion present in the jungle, you know, lion must hunt the deer, then only they can survive. Okay, suppose if it is not hunting, means what happen, you know, they will not survive. Okay, because they need food and water also. Suppose the lion went for drinking water, you know, that time what happened? The crocodile catch the lion also. It just see that, watch the Discovery Channel, you can see that all the, what is that, survival fitters as well as the ecosystem, okay, ecological balance, all those things. Okay, you can understand, you can think about that scientific manner, then only it will be easily what is that, understand. Okay, that is a things. See, go to the next one. Hugo de Very's theory, the evolution theory, okay, was stated by the scientist. Already you know about who is the modern, what is that, father of genetics, Hugo de Very. In the year 1848 and 1935, the first mad attempt to answer the questions of sources of origin of variations. Where there is a variation occurs, who stated this variation, how it will be happen? Variation occurs with the presence of, what will happen? When the DNA molecules or chromosome or alleles get mutated, then only what will happen? The variation happen, the changes happen. When the DNA molecules, take an examples. All the students, you have to answer it. Okay, cancer is, it can spread or not. Whether cancer is a communicable disease or non-communicable disease. Ideas?
Not communicable, sir.
How?
Sir, it is basically an overgrowth of the cells, sir.
Okay.
Sir, so it cannot be transferred from one person to another person, sir. It is caused when the oncogenes are activated in the cells, sir. By when the body is exposed to something like radiation or carcinogens, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Since it is only the cells which are multiplying, it is not really transferable. Since
Okay,
it is
very good.
not
Yeah.
a virus or a bacteria.
Oh, is oncogenic virus is also present in it, isn't it or not?
Yes, sir. Sir, but it's in inactivated form, sir, and only when the radiation or some carcinogenic substance is
Good.
exposed, sir, it changes to
Good. Super. Super. Nice. Okay. Good. See, very good. Here, what he proposed, you know, the theory. See that origin of variation. Variation was what is that? Observed by the name of the scientist Hugo de Very. The 1901, he proposed which one? The mutation theory. Note it down, very, very important. Mutation theory. That's why he is the father of modern genetics. On the basis of their observation on the wild variety of, what is that? Evening prime rose. This is nothing but the, what is that? Evening prime rose. It's one of the plant. The name of the plant is called as Enothera lamarckiana. It's otherwise called as 4 o'clock plant. Evening 4 o'clock only, what will happen? No, the color will be changed. White color turn into rose. Okay, when the sunsets happen, what happen? You know, automatically the evening prime rose, it's a bloom as well as what happened, and the color is also changed. Sometimes they may ask the questions. Prime rose. Okay, the name is called as, the botanical name is called as, what is that? Enothera lamarckiana. Okay, so theory was, what is that? Mutation theory. Who proposed it? Hugo de Very in the year 1901. So this is very, very important. Okay, see the next one. He applied the term spontaneous mutation to discontinuous variation. Otherwise called as, what is that? He applied the term. Applied the term spontaneous mutation or discontinuous variation? Like that, they may ask the question that arise all on a certain. Okay, certain. See, this is another name of the scientist. Spontaneous mutation, certain. Okay, who proposed the checkerboard? Who proposed the checkerboard? I mean, who gave the structure of checkerboard? Sutton and Bavary. Okay, is the name of the scientist. You know what about the monohybrid cross? When you are going to analyze the F1 with the F1 generation, what will happen? You will get the F2 generation, isn't it? That time you are going to draw a small checkerboard, isn't it? That was given by the name of the scientist called as Sutton and Bavary. And he said that those mutations control evolutionary changes and are more important than natural selections. Okay, who stated that? Sutton. He dismissed continuous variation among individuals as proposed by Darwin as inconsequentially and also largely non-genetics. Okay, this is the non-genetic. Non-genetics, what is the meaning of non-genetic means? What is that meaning? It is not involved in the which one, genetic material. Okay, so this is the another thing. All the changes are more important than the natural selection. Control of evolution. Mutation means, what is the meaning of mutations? The sudden changes occurs in where? Any one of the chromosome or nucleotide or nitrogen bases. Nitrogen bases means already you know, but what are the nitrogen bases present in it? DNA and RNA. Okay, these are all comes under the headings known as which one? Hugo de Vries. Which one? Inotherina Lamarckiana. Spontaneous mutation. Certain. Okay. See, Darwin has a inconsequently and large non-genetics. Like that, he stated the statement. Note it down. And salient features of the de Vries theory. This is very, very important things. After the mutation, what will happen? For example, mother and father, they are producing their gametes, will get the offsprings. The offspring undergoes a mutation process. Okay, it will express in the next generation or not. It will express or not. Anybody, my dears? It will express or not. It will express. Suppose if it is the mutation takes place in the gene, means it will express to the inherited to the next generation. Okay. So the condition is called as, what is it? That is called as new species. See here, that is the thing. The new species originated as a result of large discontinuous variations. Okay, new species originated. That one is called as, already we discussed it, discontinuous variation. Discontinuous, what is that? One of the generations, first generation got a variation means second generation is not possible because it is a carrier. Already you are studying the pedigree methodology. Okay, and third one, what will happen? The discontinuous the continuous and the variation will be occurs. So it is one is possible, second is not possible, and third one it will appear. Okay, that condition is called as discontinuous variations. The discontinuous variation, third stage, what happened? The new species are originated. That is very, very important. The same variation may occur in the large number of individuals. That is called as, what is that? Complete variation. When it happens, mutations are recurring again and again. It happens. What is that? The variations occurs. The polynucleotide genetic changes occurs due to the, what is that? Variations. It may be any particles, any factors there. There are three factors may include variations. Physical and chemical and biological factors are also involved in the which one, mutations. These things are all comes under the salient features of de Vries theory. Okay, mutation takes place in the all directions. This is very, very important. All the directions means, what is it? There is no specific direction. It may occur any parts, any directions. Okay, see that points once again. Repeat for you. Salient features of the de Vries theory. The new species originated as a result of the large discontinuous variations. And some variations may occur in a large number of individuals. Mutations are recurring again and again. It will happen. Then only the new species are arrived. Mutation takes place in all the directions. Not only the one direction, all the direction. When it migrates to the any places, what happened? The mutations also occurs in that places also. Okay, that is a very, very important things. Next, very, very important things. In most of the cases, they may ask the questions from the Hardy-Weinberg principles. This was stated by the name of the scientist Hardy-Weinberg. That's why the principle is also named as, yeah, hence the name is called as, what is that? Hardy-Weinberg law or principle, or what is that? Hardy-Weinberg genetic equilibrium. Like that, they may ask the questions. What they did only in the alleles, frequencies, allele frequency. See here, the principle states that allele frequency is a population. It's stable and it's constant from generation to generations. The allele frequency is always constant from one generation to another generation. Suppose if it is changes here, the allele frequency, suppose any other changes occurs, what will happen? They produce new generation. That is very, very important. So this condition is called as, what is that? Genetic equilibrium. There is no any changes in the mother. For example, take an example of you and your mothers or your parents. Okay, and take an example of your grandparents also. Okay, grandparents also. Okay, so the genetic allele frequency is similar in nature. Okay, most of them, 99.9% will be similar. Okay, suppose if it is any changes, what will happen? See, one by one. The gene pool, that is called a gene pool, total gene and their alleles in a population. Total gene means, take an example of our population. Okay, human beings and rats and tiger, whatever it may, there is a population, isn't it? Take any one of the species, monkey. Monkey means all the monkeys included, their populations. Okay, the presence of gene, what happens? Remains constant, same as well as 46 chromosomes means, what is that? All are having the same 46 chromosomes only. We are having 46. And what about the chimpanzee? 48. Okay, take an examples of groundnuts, 40. And other chromosomes, take an examples of honeybees, 12. Okay, like that already we studied the things also, isn't it? So these are all remain constant. The genes are always in the constant manner. That condition is called as genetic equilibrium. Suppose you take an example of any animals. Okay, any one of the animal, one deer. Take an example of Indian human being contains 46 chromosomes. Take an example of Negros. He has what is that? 49. Is it correct? No. All the human beings are having which one, you know? Same, what is that? Gene pool. That is called a genetic equilibrium. This was stated by one of the equation. What is that? Means the sum total of all the allelic frequency is always in one. That is a constant, isn't it? Take any one of the animals or any one of the plant compared to the dog or whatever it may be. All the allele frequencies is always, which one, you know, indicate as one, otherwise called as genetic equilibrium only. This was stated by one of the Max equations, a plus b whole squared or p plus q whole squared. Okay, this is the things. See, p plus q whole squared, that is equal to p squared plus q squared plus 2pq, that is equal to 1. This is a constant. Okay, so all the genetic pools. So this is very, very important. Hardy-Weinberg principle, the allele frequency is 1, -1, 0, or 10. Like that, they may ask the question. This question is also so many times they were asked in the question paper. Okay, just to go and refer it. This is, you note it down. Which one, you know? The allele frequency is 1, 1, 1. No need to confuse. Genetic equilibrium. Sometimes they may ask the question, allele frequency, according to the name of the scientist and the allele frequency, they may ask the questions. Sometimes they may give the equation, p plus q whole squared, that is equal to 1. P squared plus q squared plus 2pq, that is equal to 1. Like that, they may ask the question. Okay, so this is very, very important. When the genetic pool is, what is that? Remain constant. Okay, suppose mutation had happened or has happened. What will be the allele frequencies? Anybody else? Do you know this formula bar? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
Okay, note it down. This is very, very allele frequency always constant in manner. Okay, that is called as denoted as K. K denoted as constant in only one. Suppose if it is a value of 1 is no. Suppose if it is vary, what happened? It is nothing but the mutation or sudden changes. See here. When the frequency are measured differ from the expected value 1. Expected value is 1, indicating the extended of the evolutionary changes. This is very, very, very important. Okay. Always the genetic pools, taken examples, any one of the animal, the sequences, the nucleotide, DNA or DNA and RNA. Okay, any one of the nitrogen based adenine, the 15%, the adenine only present. It means another which one is so adenine is also. Okay, the gene pool contain this one. Okay, there is a equation already saw it. P plus Q whole squared, that is equal to P squared plus Q squared plus 2PQ, that is equal to U1. That is a expected value. Suppose if it is differ, means what is that difference? See here, the above 1 or below. Above 1 means what is that mean? 1, 2 or 3 like that. Below means what is that? 0.1 to 0.9. Below means here, reversely you calculated. 0.9, 0.8, 0.7 like that. Suppose if you attain this type of value, what is that meaning? See here, the disturbance in genetic equilibrium. Already I told you, the gene pool, suppose any changes or sudden changes occurs in the frequency of the allele in the population would then be interrupted as a resulting in the evolution. You must get 1. If you are getting the result 1, it is a, what is the equilibrium? Suppose if you are getting the 0.9 or 0.1 like that, that is called as evolutions. So the allele frequency or gene pool, what happened, changes. That is very, very important. Okay, the changes of the frequent alleles, when it happens, any one of the factors, every physical or chemical or biological factor induce the mutation. What happened, the equilibrium will be changed into what is that, above 1 or below like that. Okay, this is very, very important things. That condition is called as mutation, otherwise called as evolution. Okay, this is very, very important things. Okay, what are the factors according to Weinberg equilibrium? Gene migrations. I will tell you one by one. This is very, very important. So many times they were asked the questions. Okay, don't forget gene migrations, genetic drift and mutations, genetic recombination and natural selection can lead to. These are the 5 headings, also comes under the headings of factors affecting Fordin-Weinberg equilibrium. Fordin-Weinberg equilibrium, what is the meaning? The number of 1, you will not get it, means what are the factors? These are the factors involved. As a result, you will not get the number 1. You will get above 1 or below 1. Okay, so that's all about today classes. We will see the remaining on the next class tomorrow. Okay, see what are the things we discussed here, in our about the, see, theory of Darwinism, okay, Lamarck theory and the Darwin theory, Hugo de Vries. What are the characters, inherited acquired characters, theory of use and disuse organisms. Lamarck proposed, what proposed, increase their size. When you are using the living any part of the body, it will be increase their size and also maintain. Okay, suppose if it is not used, it will completely degenerate like that, he told, and also transfer to the another generations. Example already told you. Okay, giraffe. Okay, so first generation, second generation, third generations. Okay, this was disproved. And also amphibians. Amphibian, what are the 2 steps is there? 1 line, 2 lines. Okay, so both are similar in nature. What are the changes occurs? That things also already discussed. And also aquatic bats, snakes. And Weissman, how it will be disproved? Okay, with one of the mouse, tailless mouse. How many generation? 22 generation is that? Okay, Darwin theory of evolution. Okay, Darwin published which one? Origin of species. That is very, very important. And also meaning of the natural selections. This is also very, very important things. And what are the examples? Okay, already saw it. Which one is the artificial selection, man-made one? That things also already discussed. Principles of Darwinism. Already in our, but there are 5 things is there. Okay. The overproductions, limited in space, struggle for existence, and also struggle for existence also divided into 2, intraspecific and interspecific. Environmental conditions. What are the environmental conditions already we discussed? Variation among the individual, continuous variation and discontinuous variation. That things also what happened in the body Weinberg law. Causes of variation, environment factor already discussed. Survival of the fittest. Who stated the statement? Spencer, Herbert Spencer, year 1864. Okay. The book Survival of the Fittest, that is very, very important. Okay. See, and also Darwin also published the which book? 5th edition. That is very, very important. Okay. How it will be the natural process by which the organism best adjusts to their environment or most successful in surviving and reproducing. That things also already. Hugo de Vries, what he stated, which one? Already know about spontaneous mutation and discontinued mutations. One of the plant is called as what is that? Evening prime rose. Name is called as Enothorana lamarckiana. That thing's also very, very important. What are the salient features? Odin Weinberg. Okay, principle only occurs in the allele frequency. This is very, very important. I always called as genetic equilibrium. Genetic equilibrium, the value will be 1 in nature. Suppose more than 1 or below 1, what will happen? That condition is called as evolution or mutations. Okay. Thank you so much, my dear students. You have to follow it and study well. Okay. Bye. Take care.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.